We spend so much time choosing, looking for the best desktop, putting hours and hours of effort into installing it, worrying that everything goes well. And sometimes, once our Linux distributions are installed, they feel like a finished achievement, the promised land, the technological El Dorado. And we always forget one equally important thing: taking care of them. Maybe after this video, you won't think about doing a new installation anymore, or jumping to yet another distro. Maybe you'll keep the one you have, whatever it is. Yes, our distros once conquered need to be treated with care. Massages, pedicures, time together. Otherwise, the spark fades. So let's learn how to take care of our distro and avoid being left stranded. There are several big areas of action: disk space, packages, services, and system logs to see what happens, when, and why. There is also security, but I've been preparing a dedicated video for that for some time, and you'll see it soon on this channel. Now let's get to the facts. We all know that in the era of abundance, gigabytes are thrown around like peanuts, but in reality, they just end up making our disk fat. We download many files into the downloads folder and forget them. Sometimes we even mess up the download location, and entire gigabytes of files stay hidden inside the system. We'll analyze these scenarios, but first we need the right tools. The terminal comes to our rescue. First, let's scan the disk with this command. If you have multiple partitions, this gives you a complete overview. Then we get more granular by analyzing only the home directory with this other command. This command sorts folders by size and gives a general overview. Usually, the biggest files are the suspects. We can scan the home directory listing the largest files with the find command. Somewhere in your home, there is probably that ISO you downloaded and forgot. Here you'll find it. In my case, there are mostly videos and recordings because I create content. That's why my distro is terribly messy and needs to be treated well. A practical tip: usually, files downloaded a long time ago are no longer needed. Open your file manager and sort by date. The oldest files are often the ones to delete. You can also do it via terminal with find on the downloads folder. In my case, I have a theme I no longer use, and I'll remove it. After deleting, I run the command again, increasing the number of results. You can do this for any folder by changing the path. This method is more powerful, more granular, easier to read, and very effective. If I may give you one tip, always download into the same folder. Managing one single folder is the difference between an organized distro and a chaotic desktop, a landfill of files, photos, and packages. Another big enemy is cache. Megabytes and megabytes of useless data accumulate silently. Let's check the cache size with this command on our home cache folder. To see which folders weigh the most, we use this command. This command is a reminder of your past mistakes. In my case, I find traces of Plasma, Dolphin, Arclone that I no longer use. This process also helps identify what should be uninstalled. Before deleting a cache folder, be sure, removing a cache means losing data related to that application. No blind clicking. Now let's look at system cache with this command. To see what takes space, we use this variation. In my case, XBPS is storing several gigabytes of packages. We'll deal with that in the packages section. This is a chronic problem for everyone, me included. I'm a messy user. I test many desktop environments and applications, yet Void has never left me stranded. It behaves worse than Debian, almost. Start with the simplest thing. Look at your menu. If there are icons you never use, maybe it's time to uninstall them. But the menu is just the surface. Underneath, the system remembers everything you've installed over time. So let's see the real package list. On Void, we use XBPS query. On Debian and Ubuntu, we use DPG list. On Arch, we use Pacman query. On Slackware, we list the packages directory. If we want to know not only what is installed, but also when, we need the logs. This is the best way to reconstruct the history of the distro when something starts behaving strangely. On Void, I use this command to read the XBPS log file. On Void, I can read a plain text log. On systemd, you rely on journalcdl. Good luck. Every installation leaves dependencies behind. Some remain useful, others become orphan packages, invisible, silent, but present. Removing them is not just cleaning, it's reducing complexity. On Void, first we query orphan packages, then we remove them with XBPS remove. On Debian and Ubuntu, we can do a dry run first with apt auto remove, then actually remove them. On Arch, we first list orphan packages with Pacman, then remove them. After packages, we still have the downloaded archives used for installation. Useful once, useless afterward. One of the most profitable cleanups in terms of recovered space. On Void, we use xbps remove with the cleanup option. On Debian and Ubuntu, we use apt clean. On Arch, we use Pacman with the sync and clean options. Adding Slackware commands here would be almost ridiculous. On Slackware, these problems practically don't exist. Many people ignore old kernels. Distros keep several for safety, but over time they become dead weight. Keeping only a few makes the system cleaner and more ordered. On Void, first we list installed kernels, then we configure the system to keep only 3 kernels with a simple config file, and finally we remove old kernels. On Debian and Ubuntu, we list kernels with dpg, then we remove old ones automatically with apt auto remove and the purge option. On Arch, we first list kernels, then we install pacman contrib if needed, and finally we use pcache to keep only the last 3 kernels. On Slackware, we list kernel packages, then we manually remove specific versions with remove pkg. Besides the system's memory, there is ours, and since human memory is unreliable, the terminal becomes the perfect diary of our actions. We can read our bash history file to see everything we've done. So far, we've seen what is installed. Now let's see what is actually running. We use the ps command to show processes sorted by start time. We can also use htop for a more interactive view. A program installed but never launched weighs little. A program running every day is what truly matters. Services are programs that start automatically at boot. Some are essential. Others are leftovers from past installations. Knowing them means knowing what really happens when you turn on your computer. On Void, we simply list the service directory. On systemd, we use systemctl to list all service files. Write down what you don't need and remove it calmly. Every useless service removed means a lighter, more predictable, more stable system. Now we enter the part that makes the difference between using a distro and truly knowing your distro. We use find in the EC directory to see files modified in the last week. This is one of those things that seem useless until they're needed. etc is the heart of system configuration. This command shows which files were modified in the last 7 days. If something started behaving strangely after an update or a manual change, here you'll find where to look. If your system takes too long to boot, this command shows who the culprit is. It lists services ordered by startup time, so you stop guessing and start measuring. We use systemd analyze blame. We use the sv status command on all services. Void doesn't use systemd, but run it. This command lists all active services and their current status. If something crashes silently or stops starting, you'll see it immediately. This is a real hidden gem. When you delete a file while a program is still using it, disk space is not freed. This command shows which programs are holding ghost files open. Restart the program and the space instantly comes back. We use elseof and grep to find deleted files. var is where the system constantly writes logs, cache, and temporary data. This command shows what changed in the last day. If something is growing too fast, you'll find it here before the disk fills up. We use find in the var directory to see recent changes. We use fsk with the read-only option on our partition. This checks file system integrity without modifying anything. It's like an X-ray of your disk. If hidden errors exist, you'll see them before they become serious problems. Programs that start automatically. We list the auto start folder in our config directory. Here you find programs that start automatically when your desktop loads. Often we install something, test it, uninstall it, but auto start remains. Result, useless processes running every day for no reason. We use find to look for files with full permissions in our home directory. A file with full permissions means anyone can read, write, and execute it. Inside home, this should almost never happen. If you find something here, it's worth checking. It may be your mistake or something much more interesting. These are commands you won't use every day. But when something goes wrong, they make the difference between reinstalling everything and truly understanding what is happening. And that's when a distro stops being an operating system and becomes your system. Managing an operating system requires continuous effort. If we ignore it, the distro gets heavier, slower, unpredictable. Linux doesn't break by itself. It breaks when we stop taking care of it. And the beautiful thing is that all the tools to do it are already there. We just need to use them. See you in the next video, and may Linux be with you.